Hello everybody, welcome back to Social Club. No Paul this week, so you're left with me, Flav and Sam, and we're talking about the best 11 in the world. FIFPro have offered up the nominees, they've just released it, so we're going to try and pick our 11, and we want you guys to help us. You can find out who my favourite player in the world is. First midfielder in the world that you would pick. I honestly would pick N'Golo Kante. Who makes it into a very crowded front three.
If you say Lukaku, I'm going to punch you in the face.
And just how easy it is to persuade Flav to change his mind.
I'm willing to give up 2 of my midfield to change to James's.
Right, so the FIFPro World Union, that's the World Union for all of FIFA's players, Flav. They've done a little survey and they've put together some nominees for the best World 11. So that's around 25,000 different players from 65 different countries. And there's 55 players that have been nominated, but we're going to pick our World 11.
Combined 11.
Debate it. None of ours are the same.
No.
No.
Well, we've got some of the players. There is some crossover.
Of course, yeah. Don't worry. It's
but
not
we've all got different ideas about who should be in it.
Indeed. So let's not mess about. We've got Sam for United People's TV. Flav, of course, you know very well from the fantastic One for the Weekend podcast, which you can enjoy every week on the Ball Street channel.
Yeah.
Last one's there. Go watch it now. Put a card up now. Put a card up now. Right, so let's kick off with the goalkeepers. The nominees are Gianluigi Buffon,
Gianluigi.
Thibaut Courtois, David De Gea, Keylor Navas, and Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. Who are you putting forward, Flav?
I'm going to put Stegen in. Barcelona,
Stegen,
yeah, absolutely. I looked at the others. I don't think the list is that strong. Obviously, all class keepers in their own way. Navas, he is a good keeper, but
Is he a good
is he
keeper?
though? Is
I
he?
don't
Do you know what I
know.
mean?
He is.
I mean, he is.
He is.
He's got to be, but he don't look like one. Anyway, look, Stegen in goal. I think the other one I was kind of leaning towards was De Gea, but then I had to think about it, and I was like, no, it's got to be Stegen. Stegen's been playing for Barcelona for the last 2 years with Sillenson, who was bought from Ajax, to give him competition. And at no point has Stegen given him an opportunity to get in the side. He's a perfect modern footballer. Barcelona plays such a high line, and Stegen needs to be able to come off his line. I think they're not on the same level, but Lloris is probably the other one who's good at that. But Stegen, for me, in the modern game, is him and maybe Ederson, who isn't on the list, is the exact goalkeeper you want.
So me and Sam have got the same answer for this one, which we'll get to. But I think that for a moment, we've got to say, where is all the other guys?
Ederson's one of them. But
Ederson one that could be there. Alisson is not on this list. Oblak's not on this list
Lloris
either.
as well.
Lloris.
won the World Cup.
I mean,
Look, that's a Spurs fan. He's not even sure. I wonder, so a couple of the other nominees that we haven't picked. One, Thibaut Courtois, who was the goalkeeper of the tournament in the World Cup.
Yeah.
I know he's a dick. We get that.
that's not the point. He didn't have an incredible season with Chelsea.
Distinctly, he should not be there ahead of
He's
Ederson.
distinctly average. He's an
Well,
elite goalkeeper.
in comparison to Ederson, I would say he had an average season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm surprised that he's there, but he's there because of the World Cup.
You've gone for who though?
Well, let me finish.
Go on.
Last thing I want to say is Buffon. If Buffon was 5 years younger and played the exact same way, I reckon we'd be going, oh, it's Buffon. But it's because he's old.
But so there's like sort of preconception that he's at the end of his days and he can't be the best goalkeeper in the world.
Yeah, if you're old as a goalkeeper, then that takes off like 30%.
But this season, if he wins the Champions League with PSG, he's then a shoo-in for it.
Well, he'll win it next year, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not talking about
But so he's not old and at the end of his career, is he? He signed a 2-year deal with PSG.
True, but I reckon people won't vote for him because of that. But I haven't voted for him either. Sam, who have you gone for?
I've gone for De Gea, and I wouldn't go for Buffon because the thing I remember about him last year was him being an absolute dick at the end of Juventus getting knocked out of the Champions League, and he wasn't at the World Cup with Italy. So why would
I also love the fact about Buffon. He got to the end of his career and he's just like, thank you, Juve, it's been incredible. Like, I'm gonna. Like, PSG, how much are you offering PSG? What's that? Oh, sign me up. 2 more years. 2 more years.
That's true.
No, De Gea, he's because United have been poor. He's won our Player of the Year in 4 out of the last 5 seasons. He was named Premier League.
So that's not because he's been good. That's because Man United.
It's a combination of the both. Our defence has been so bad that he's faced more shots, but his save percentage is like 90+. He's a fantastic goalkeeper, and he won the Golden Glove last year.
Not this year though.
No, I did.
I mean, it's hard for me to. I know you've got to put that aside because the World Cup and back, but De Gea's in goal for Man United and Spain has conceded something like I don't know, 70% of the shots that he's faced.
I think he's conceded
really?
12 goals in the last 18 shots he's faced, or something mad like that.
I mean, he's in a poor period because during the World Cup, he had a clanger as well.
He had one mistake in the Spain squad that was utterly garbage.
It wasn't that garbage.
It was garbage.
Wait, how many mistakes in his other keepers there?
Plenty. I'm not going to name them. But anyway, it's De Gea.
I'm not having De Gea, I'm having Stegen.
Well, you're not having
and you have
2-1. So.
Is it?
It's 2-1. I'm going David De Gea as well.
Let us know in the comments below if you're with me, because I think
nobody is with you.
I don't think many people would be with De Gea.
I bet there'll be some comments about Alisson and about Edison as well.
Yeah, Alisson, without doubt. We've got another video coming later on in the week, just a little preview about Alisson and asking a question around him. Just how good is he?
Sleazy.
Let's move into the defenders, and I won't read out all of the nominees, but you can see them on your screen right now because there's 20 different ones in there. Kieran Trippier makes it in there. She'll be happy with that, I'm sure. Yeah. Back fours. So I'll go first. I probably shouldn't because I'm not sure I'm going to win this argument, but at right back, let's do fullbacks first. At right back, I've got Vasalko.
Yeah.
Now, Vasalko's made a move from Atletico Madrid to Inter Milan in the summer, and I don't think he's going to get a lot of press because I don't think Inter Milan are going to get a lot of press. But in the World Cup, and often you can only go on the players that you've seen, in the World Cup, I watched most of Croatia's games, and I thought he was amazing. And I thought it was a World Cup where right-backs had a really good time. Pavard was great, Trippier was great, loads of really good full-back performances, which sounds strange when you're talking about a World Cup. But for me, Vasalko, time and again, was his stamina, his quality on the ball. I thought he was amazing.
Inter Milan are considered to have the best transfer window in Europe. And Nangolan, Vasalko, right back. So look, he was a part of that, and he had an incredible World Cup. Croatia was so much better than people thought they would be. You went into that tournament as a team with a couple of world-class players, Rakitic, Modric. And they came out with so many more plaudits than they went in with. So it's a good shout. It's a good shout. What you got for right back?
I've gone Kyle Walker. Because I think Kyle Walker, if you look at Man City and the signings that Pep Guardiola made, it's the fullbacks that transformed City season into that dominant year they had last year. And for me, I think he's the best modern day right back. He's a proper right wing back. His pace is unreal. Crossing is questionable, but he's rarely ever caught out of position because he's so fast. And for a player who is so attacking, I think that makes the massive difference. And I think he's the key reason why City dominated last year.
I would agree with you. But not for the first time in his career, Trippier has usurped Kyle Walker as first choice right wing back. Done it at Tottenham, and done it in England. And Walker was forced into this right centre back sort of position.
Was that not more to do with the fact that we didn't have three actual centre backs who could play centre back?
Maybe. I like to look at this though. I like to look at Trippier as a great story. And in every team you need a great story, don't you? And he's come from kind of a right back whose main attribute was his delivery to becoming a legitimate conversation in this top team in world football, which is mad for me. Because I'm still not 100% sure he's best right back at Spurs. So,
really?
Well, I just like Aurier. I think it's something in it. But
so all three of us, three different players?
Yeah.
I smell a poll card.
Is that the way they can decide?
Yeah.
How are we going to
decide? We need to combine 11.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I don't know. All right. So if you can't vote for the other one, this is what I normally do.
I would say I'd go with Sam, and I'm willing to concede that Walker is in the modern game and in this type of side, because you can look at it and you think we should be able to build this team and it should be able to beat any other in the world football. Yeah. And I think Walker probably offers more.
As much as you can look back at their season. Who would you pick? Who would you pick if you could have a team? You could sign one of them. Which one would you pick? It probably would be Walker.
Probably would be Walker. Yeah.
All right, Walker.
I mean, if I had to swap Trippier for Walker right now, I probably still would.
Would you?
Probably, yeah.
He is good.
Still would.
Into left back, let's get this one out of the way. I think this is an easy one. Marcelo is the best left back in the world. He's really obvious.
Best left back in the world, probably Brazil's best ever left back, ahead of Roberto Carlos. Certainly Real Madrid's best left back, ahead of Roberto Carlos. I think it is a debate, and you can let us know in the comments below. But if you look at titles won, Marcelo's won 18 to Roberto Carlos's 14. And he played in the team for the Galacticos, incredible world-class players, and Marcelo's done more with less around him.
Less around him? I'm not sure. Right, let's not get into that because that was supposed to be quick. Centre-backs, right, this is where it gets a little bit tasty. First of all, this is the one that I think has to be in.
Go on.
For me.
Sergio Ramos.
It's Sergio Ramos.
Sergio Ramos, yeah. Captain. He's captain of mine.
He's captain of
and there's going to be Liverpool fans out there who are going, no! God damn it, no!
Sergio, no!
Sergio, no! and I understand the anger there because of what
the
he
accent.
did. The anger. Yeah, sorry. And Salah in the final. But you look at this is about his attributes on the pitch and what he brings to a team and to a performance and how he manipulates the game and the officials himself.
Yeah.
He's everything. He's an arsehole, but he's everything. Do you know what I mean? He does it all.
You want him to be your arsehole.
Oh yeah, I mean everything. Absolutely.
Wow. You want him to be your arsehole.
You do. You absolutely do. Everybody would love to have Ramos in their team.
Absolutely. So that's agreed.
And on the pitch, bottom line is he scores goals. He is the starting point for attacks in a huge way for Spain.
He scores so many as well. He's a centre back. So many.
We've agreed. We're agreed. Let's move forward.
Next one. So I'll go first. Shall I? Other centre back.
Well, I think Sam should go first because
okay.
because we've got the same answer.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Oh, have you?
Yeah,
okay, well, I'm going to go for Diego Godin. Now, if you're looking at last year, Atletico Madrid in the Liga, they finished behind Barcelona, they dominated, but they had the best defensive record, only conceded 22. Real Madrid conceded 44, so literally double the amount of goals that Atletico Madrid did, given they scored 98 compared to Atletico's 54. So it's a style of football they were playing under Diego Simeone. But if you're looking at what happened at the World Cup as well, and this year you had to take into account the season and what happened at the World Cup. Uruguay, best defence, and it was Godin and Jimenez, 3 clean sheets in 3 games in the group stage.
Godin.
They conceded against Portugal, and then obviously they conceded 2 against France, but that was the France team that won the World Cup. So Godin, for me, if you're looking at leaders, a leadership combo of Ramos and Godin, you're not getting past that.
It's a fair argument.
That's a good argument.
Yeah,
I will say, do you remember Louis van Gaal? That team didn't
remember.
concede many goals, did they? But you're not putting Chris Smalling in that team.
Whatever.
Point two.
Somehow he's not on this list.
So me and Flav have both gone for Virgil van Dijk.
Yep.
Now the reason I'm putting Virgil van Dijk in is the impact that he's had for Liverpool since he's come in. Before he came into the side, 23 games, 28 goals. Since he's been in the side in the Premier League, they've conceded 11 goals in 19 games.
Incredible.
And that can't be down to much more else than Virgil van Dijk. The other players look better and have probably improved as well, but that comes from the leadership, the composure, the presence that he has at centre-back, and I think he's taken them to the next level.
Exact same reasons. If he won the Champions League, he would be an absolute shoo-in for it, but it doesn't take away the massive impacts at Liverpool. Incredible footballer, better than I thought he'd be.
And you know, when it comes down to voting, my little phrase, 2's enough.
2's enough in this.
2's enough.
Virgil,
So Virgil's in there.
Yeah, but it ignores the fact that pre-January, he wasn't doing anything with Southampton.
Sam, we've got a lot to go through.
We've got a lot to go through, so just...
You've been outvoted.
Less.
You're wrong, you can have him.
Right, midfield, this is going to be interesting, because we've all got different ones here, I think. First up, should we go here? Do we go with our more defensive midfielder, or have you got any defensive midfielder?
I think in the modern game you don't necessarily need much.
Well, really, it's about keeping them.
Spoken like Garth Crooks.
So yeah, no, you go first.
All right, well maybe let's knock off the ones that we've got that are all the same. Modric is in my team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Modric.
Absolutely.
Easy. Great World Cup. Great season.
De Bruyne.
Enough said.
Everyone's got De Bruyne, right?
Has everyone got De Bruyne?
I've got
De Bruyne.
I've got Rakitic, but I'm very easily persuaded by De Bruyne.
Whoa.
Okay.
And I'm just looking at this as a realistic, exactly what you're saying there.
So that means you haven't got Modric?
No, I've got Modric and Rakitic. I haven't got De Bruyne.
He hasn't got De Bruyne. 8 goals, 16 assists last season. The season 4, loads of assists as well. I just think he's frightening. I can't. If I go, look, Man United can sign Rakitic or De Bruyne.
All right.
Kevin.
All right, Kevin.
Shall we move on?
That was easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Debates don't have to
Well,
be-
yeah, because I had Rakitic as well, but now you
Oh, you
say
did?
that it's.
Hang on, make your mind up. You said you had Modric.
I've got Modric, Rakitic,
Oh, okay.
and De Bruyne.
Right, so Rakitic's still in the conversation.
He is.
Okay.
Let's give your 3, and I'll give my 3, and then we'll debate who's.
And then I'll blow you both out the water with my final.
Go on. Who's your 3?
I've got Casemiro defensive mid with Modric and Rakitic in front of him.
I've got De Bruyne, Modric, and Rakitic.
So I've got De Bruyne, Modric, and I've put N'Golo Kante in there. And the reason I've put N'Golo Kante in there is because if you said to me, you're sorting out your midfield, who is the first midfielder in the world that you would pick? I honestly would pick N'Golo Kante above any other midfielder.
It's probably Kante or Casemiro for that role, and Kante.
I'm not even that role. I'm saying ahead of Modric, ahead of De Bruyne.
So he's your first midfielder you
He's
put in
my
your team?
first pick. Kante is a machine, can drive with the ball, can keep the ball. He's 2 players when it comes to the defensive side of it. This guy, because he's I guess he's not as glamorous as the others and maybe doesn't get the same amount of assists, but people don't talk about him like that. But in terms of influence in a team, he would be the first person I would pick.
I once saw him win the ball back 3 times in 9 seconds.
Which says a lot about his touch and distribution, actually.
Doesn't matter. He made 3 clean challenges.
If you're looking at alternatives like Casemiro, like if you looked at how good Brazil I felt were, actually they weren't that good at the World Cup, but with and without Casemiro in the team, they're a completely different shape. You look at Real Madrid, won the Champions League last year, he played in every single game in that Champions League. Without him, Kroos and Modric wouldn't have had the seasons they had. So in terms of a person that can complement somebody else, exactly what Kante does with Pogba, maybe Matuidi, whoever's in that French midfield, I think Casemiro is a fair alternative.
Would you we'll come back to this question each time, I think. If I can give you Kante or I can give you Casemiro, which one would you take?
Take Kante.
You take Kante?
You do, and that's a good point as well, but I think Kante again has done it with lesser players around him. He lifts up better, he enables players to fulfil their potential, essentially. And like Kroos and Modric did it on his own at the World Cup. Kroos has benefited from Casemiro, but Kante helps everybody. Like Drinkwater got in the England squad and got a move to Chelsea because of this man. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, think of the money he's got, Danny Drinkwater.
Yeah.
He changes lives. He changes lives, this man.
I'm willing to give up 2 of my midfield to change to James's. I'm taking out Rakitic.
This is the easiest negotiation ever.
I'm taking out Rakitic and fuck, who was the other? I've forgotten.
You had Rakitic. You had De Bruyne, didn't you?
Yeah, I feel like
yeah. Sorry. I'm going to swap Kante for the Rakitic.
I feel like I'm going to put Kante in there instead of Casemiro.
All right.
All right.
So that midfield is Kante, De Bruyne, and Modric.
Okay.
Right, that's fair, right?
If you disagree, let us know in the comments below. Now, here we go.
Numbers.
The nominees are coming up on your screen right now for the forwards. So, in the survey, just to say that everyone was asked to pick 1 goalkeeper, 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, and 3 attackers. So it's a 4-3-3. So that's why we're sticking to that as well.
Yeah.
So you've got 3 players here, and it's not about balance, really, is it? When it comes to this, it's like who are the best 3 forwards?
You put 3 of any of the forwards on that are on that, and they fit somehow.
Yeah.
Anyone I'm being nominated. So it doesn't matter, really.
So should we go in threes? Yeah. Let's go first.
I'll go first. I'm going, based on the last year alone, I'm going Ronaldo, I'm going Messi, and I'm going Mbappe up front. And I think 2 of those are sort of without argument. Messi and Ronaldo, top 2 goal scoring players in Europe. Ronaldo drawing with Salah. But in the last year, Ronaldo was incredible, I think, still. And Messi was the top scorer in Europe, so he's got to go in there. And Mbappe I'm going in there because he's won 3 domestic trophies and a World Cup, and he's 19 years old. Like he had the disadvantages of having 0 experience pretty much on that level, and Salah at that age that they're reaching their peak. They should be performing at this level if they were ever going to get there. And Mbappe, what is he going to be doing in 5 years' time if he stays injury free? He could end up being one of the greatest to ever do it. We could be talking about Mbappe.
You're talking in the future, mate.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about him winning 4 major trophies this season.
And the most major trophy. Only one young player of the tournament as well.
Okay.
So not that I'm arguing with it, I'm just giving you more stats.
Are we going in order? Shall I go?
Go on.
Okay, right, these are my 3 guys. I've gone for Mo Salah first, okay? Right. 44 goals, 44 games.
To be fair.
Player of the year last year in the Premier League. He was frightening. When it comes to the World Cup, of course, that was a disappointing World Cup for him. He was playing for Egypt. Put Mbappe in the Egypt team. Is he going to do that well? I doubt it.
He might.
Salah has to be in there for me. He was mesmeric.
But over Messi? Who? What's your others?
So I've got Ronaldo.
Throwing a spoiler out there.
I've got Ronaldo. He's such a clutch player, as they say. Did it again. 15 goals in the Champions League again. Won the Champions League again. That is the one they all want to win.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to the World Cup, that's an average Portugal side, and he scored a hat-trick against Spain. The guy steps up when it's needed.
Well, he's in my team, so yeah, I agree.
So Ronaldo's in there. Now, this third one,
Sam
maybe
takes
slightly
his own old team. Go on.
I've gone for Harry Kane as my third one, right? Now, the reason I'm going for Harry Kane is it's an accumulation of things, right? So he was the top scorer in 2017. Not Messi, not Ronaldo. It was our boy Harry Kane, okay? Then this season, 41 goals in 48 games. 41 goals. The only person who's get ahead of him in the Golden Boot in the Premier League, at least, of course, Salah, who's in there already. So calm down. And then, so he scored all those goals as well. And then he goes to a World Cup. What does he do, Flav?
He scores 6, gets
scored
Golden
6,
Boot.
didn't he? I don't care how he gets them. He got them.
He got more goals than anyone else.
You can't have the top goal scorer of the World Cup in a World Cup year.
With a caveat.
With a caveat. Goals are goals. Harry Kane's in there for me.
All right.
I think you might get a few people disagreeing, but if you're looking at top 3, Ronaldo and Messi are still there. And the one person who is on that Ballon d'Or shortlist this year.
If you say Lukaku, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Who's the person that's knocked Messi off? Because Messi's not on the Ballon d'Or shortlist. It's Salah.
Right.
You can't not put Salah in this team, man. If you're looking at individual seasons and of what they didn't win the Champions League, but it was incredible what he did in terms of exceeding expectations.
So
he went there as a winger. He scored 40 plus.
Yeah, what a season. That's incredible. So what's interesting here out of us three picking our 3 is, so I'm really, deep down, I'm trying to get rid of Messi. You're trying to get rid of Kane? No, you're trying to get rid of one of yours.
Mbappe.
Mbappe.
No, I didn't.
Well,
and you're trying to get rid of Kane.
I think Mbappe's in there based on my arguments.
Right, cheers.
Just so you know, he's in there, isn't he?
So is the only thing we agree on is Ronaldo. Out
Yeah.
of everything, the only
We've all got Ronaldo.
Only person in that
Ronaldo's
team is
in there.
We've got
Messi. So
Ronaldo.
let's just remember, these are forwards, and Messi scored more goals than anyone else in the world. last
One
year.
more.
45.
45.
It's more games though.
Salah and Ronaldo both scored 44.
All right.
Have you got Messi in yours?
So you got 2 Salah.
So there's 2 Messis and 2 Salahs. So you've got then, so maybe that's it. 2's enough.
So Messi and so who goes out?
Kane and Mbappe don't make it in.
So we've got Ronaldo, Salah, Messi. I can't. I mean, that's fine.
Man, I'm happy with that. If that's my front 3, I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm not
there
going
you
to
go.
get over there. There's not enough time. So yeah, we've got Messi, Salah, and Ronaldo as our front 3.
Fun little stat for you. Those 3 players combined scored twice as many goals as Chelsea did in the whole of last season.
That is a fun stuff.
And a lot of other teams.
Just shows Chelsea. That's what
Yeah,
we're all
I'm
agree on
happy
that.
with it. Yeah, that's right. Right, there you have it. That is the team that we have put together. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Why have we got it wrong? Why have we got it right?
Another thing I want to see in the comments is, does that team beat any other side?
I want to see an
In the
11
world.
in the comments of people that think that could beat that team.
That's really good.
If that's not the team.
That's a good shout.
me one that's
We
gonna
did
beat
agree
that.
with Trippier at right back, right?
That's Walker, mate.
No, fair enough. Yeah, let us know. You pick a team out of that shortlist and see if it's better than ours.
So there you have it. If you enjoyed this video, click like. If you've watched the video right to the end, you might have got something out of it. So hit that subscribe button. Loads of cracking content coming on this week, including another social club. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about goalkeepers, in particular that man Alisson. You don't want to miss that. We'll see you tomorrow.